All right, going back to the day. Back to the day. Yep, here we go. We're going to listen to the Temptations. That's right, the Temptations. 1970, Ball of Confusion. There you go. Give us a thumbs up. Like and subscribe. Ring ding ding the bell so you get notifications every time I post a video. Thank you for listening. It is much appreciated. See, I got to have all this on the screen to remind me because I'm forgetful. I'm old, so that happens. All right. Bad Grandpa here. Let's go ahead and listen to... Who are we listening to? The Temptations, Ball of Confusion. See, I'm confused, man. I am as big as I can.
People moving in, because of the color of the skin. Run, push away. And I bought that 2 for 2. Vote for me and I'll set you free. Rebel, brother, rebel.
Okay.
The only person talking about love and brother is the preacher. And it seems nobody's interested in learning but the teacher. Listen to me, will you please? Segregation, determination, demonstration, integration, aggravation, humiliation, obligation to our nation.
Ball of Confusion.
That's what the body is today. Sell appeals at an all-time high. Say youthful walking around with their heads in the sky. Cities aflame in the summertime. And all the beat goes on. Revolution, got control of sound, so children rockets to the moon, kids growing up too soon. Politicians send more taxes, we solve everything, and the band bleed on. So round and around we go, where the world's headed, nobody knows.
Wow.
Destructions, tax deductions, city inspector, bill collectors, suicide, too many bills, hippies moving to the hills, people all over the world are shouting in the war.
In the war. Boy, wow. 1970, and it's like still spot on, isn't it? I mean, a ball of confusion. The band plays on, and all this nonsense is going on. Rockets are going up, and people don't make any sense of things, and our government is in a shambles and people are trying to, because they don't like one person, they're willing to burn down the church, It's just ridiculous. Wow, that really hit home with me. I'm sorry, that message really hit home. And this is from 1970. This is like the eternity of my lifetime. I was born in 58. So 1970, I was 12. I'm 66. So for all these years, these 54 years, nothing has changed. Just the same old, same old. Well, I am glad to see we finally elected somebody who's making some changes. A lot of changes. Broad, sweeping changes that, frankly, are alarming a lot of people. They're alarming me to some degree, and I agree with everything he's doing. I'm just wondering at what point do we start putting people in prison for all the stuff they've done? And at what point, do we stop this progression, or is this going to be ongoing? I think it almost has to be ongoing for quite some time. I mean, like a decade or two to get really under control. We've made great strides, but I can't feel like, man, the second the head is turned, they're going to go right back to doing this shit again. Every opportunity they have to rip us off and steal and embezzle and commit fraud, they're going to, unless we put them in prison. And that's what we got to do. We have got to make an example out of some people. You know, I'm a firm believer in corporal punishment. I know that upsets a lot of people, but let me explain myself. Horse thieves were not hung because they stole a horse. Horse thieves were hung so horses would not get stolen. There's a huge difference in those two perspectives. And if you don't understand that, then you are the problem. We need to get back to making punishment a deterrent, not, free visits with your psychoanalyst and a exercise gym outside your door and, 3 meals and a cot, which is what it is now. We need to go back to making punishment a deterrent, so people will say, man, I ain't going to do that because I don't want to end up in there. My mother, when she was a young girl, she had to do her chores around the house like everybody did, right? And the one thing my mom hated more than anything else in the world was ironing. Back then they had a big cast iron and they'd put it on a hot fire or plate or something to heat it up and then go back and iron with it. And so the room that you're ironing in is very hot. By nature, it has to be. Well, apparently my mother was a bit of a rascallion, not too unlike myself. And her mother decided she needed to be scared straight. So she took her on a tour of the woman's prison in Columbus, Ohio. And all these women in the prison, what they made them do is iron. They had a laundry service. The prison ran a laundry service that provided fresh laundry, fresh linens for the hospitals and what have you. And I guess some hotels and whatever. And my mom went to this hospital or went to this prison. And while walking around these prison, all these women in this extremely hot room were all ironing. And my mom said that cured her of ever wanting to commit any crime whatsoever because she did not want to spend the rest of her life ironing. So for her, it was easy. For others, maybe take something a bit more hardcore. And like I said about the horse thieves, we need to make the prison system a deterrent. This liberal nanny stuff and holding their hands. And, if we've gotten to the point now where we have so many prisoners, we don't have beds. America has more people in prisons than most any other country in the world. We're just creating prisoners. What we need to do is make it a deterrent. Yes, I know it sounds mean and cruel and what have you. That's the whole point. It has to be. And then you'll get people stop doing all the illegal stuff. It's the only way. In the history of mankind, it's the only thing that's actually worked. We need to get back to that. So, I'm up for corporal punishment. I'm up for public executions. When I lived in Bahrain, there was some people that were expats to Bahrain. They were not Bahrainis. They were Pakistani, actually. And they had murdered somebody in Bahrain, and 3 of them. So they were taken out to the town square, and they have this great big tall wall, and they walked out on a ledge with ropes coming over the top of the wall way up high above them and tied around their necks, but like a big loop of rope next to them. So they had plenty of drop yet. And one by one, they were pushed off the wall. They fell down, they dropped. You could hear their necks snap as they reached the end of the rope. And then they were shot by a firing squad. So they were hung and firing squad to make sure they were dead, 3 of them. And publicly, in fact, the people there, the Arabs that were there, the Bahrainis, really forced me and my sister and my dad, who were the 3 that were in town, forced us to watch this execution and convinced me I wasn't going to commit no crimes in Bahrain. So, yeah, Crime and Punishment. 70 years, ball of confusion, same stuff, same old, same old. We've got to turn that around. Got to turn that around. All right, well, gonna go find something else to listen to. You guys have a good day.